Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Barcelona have tied 1-1 against Getafe in the game I pretty much expected to go exactly like this. Just Getafe not playing football, playing just horrible game to watch. And it's not like the other games necessarily that we've had. We've had a poor run in the league, but it's not the other games necessarily where, you're frustrated trying to watch Barca play. It's more this time you're just frustrated at Getafe trying to watch them play. I have many things to say about the performance and just the antics in the game. I don't know how long this match review will be necessarily, because if I go into every detail of this match, I'll probably bore you like the match did to me. But let's get straight into it. Now, usually I would start with Barca's lineup, but if you're looking at this lineup right now and you're like, that doesn't look like Barca's lineup at all, it's because I decided I wanted to start with Getafe's lineup, just really to illustrate to you how this game was going to go before the ball was even kicked. If you're looking at the striker position, you might notice Uche. I don't know how to say his name. Uche. You might notice him. Apparently, and I could be wrong about this, but looking at his positions on transfer market and some other stuff, he is apparently a defensive midfielder or just midfielder that was actually converted to be a striker because Getafe had no strikers. So they had to convert a defensive midfielder to striker. And you could pretty much see that in the way they just played today, because they decided that instead of playing actual football, they're just going to play just the most anti-football, terrible thing you've ever seen in your life. I mean, also this picture you're just seeing where they just park the bus. It actually gets worse than this in the game. Like, this isn't even as bad as it gets. Just 10 men defending, basically like a 6-4-0 instead of any normal like 4-3-3 or 4-4-2 formation. Just really terrible to watch from them, but I decided I start with that just to really give you a picture of how it was. If we start with the first goal that we got, Pedri plays an unbelievable pass. Balde does well on the 1v1 to get past his man, get it to Pedri. This pass was just incredible to Koundé, who ends up making, like, he's been making really good runs. So, I mean, he ended up getting a goal, or would have got 2 goals in the last game if it weren't offside, but he ended up getting a goal in the last game and gets another one today. He's really good. I mean, the whole game he was pretty much doing this. Really good runs, overlapping. I mean, this time he was basically playing as a striker, but, he kind of has a weird, like, scuffle with the goalkeeper, but it gets around him, and it's 1-0. Unfortunately, we did end up conceding, which is kind of unlucky for us because we were really dominating possession. We were having trouble trying to break Getafe down, but if you look how they played, Getafe having conceded more than 2 goals. They've only conceded more than 2 goals once this season against Atleti. And other than that, they only concede like 1 or 2. They're just really just defensive. They don't attack, basically. So it was an unfortunate goal to concede for us because Peña made a really good save. He made some really great saves today. He makes a really good save, but unfortunately, Amarbia, or Getafe's forward, just comes in and gets it off the rebound. Doesn't even really shoot it. He just it falls off of him into the goal. Really unfortunate for us. He's also kept on side just slightly, but what can you do? And I was hoping that in the second half we would try to get another goal. But like I said, just Getafe, it's just a team that if they score or it's tied, you're probably not going to be able to get many goals. I expected Barca not to get many goals, but it is just frustrating because some of our finishing did let us down. But just so many antics in the game that was just annoying. Getafe was being physical with players as expected, but near the end was just so embarrassing. I mean, near the end of the game, Balde gets, there's some good passing play between the players. Balde tries to get across, but it just doesn't really go anywhere. It just goes completely, out of bounds. Just it launches it into the moon, basically. And number 28, I'm not getting his name or not. I think Ismail or something. Basically, the 28 from Getafe starts celebrating, in Balde's face, like really just trying to provoke him. And Balde's like, all right, settle down, Just doesn't even do anything. It just lightly touches him on the face, doesn't hit him, nothing. Lightly touches him, and he goes down like he's been shot. I mean, it's just incredible. And then later, the same thing. He was getting into a little bit of like a physical battle with Rafinha off the ball, and he falls again, dies. I really don't know what the ref was doing, but then again, if we're gonna talk about refs, I'm gonna be here all day. You know how they are against Barcelona. They don't want us to win, or they just don't like us. So he goes down, and Rafinha and Balde end up getting a yellow card instead of him, who's literally diving, unnecessarily. And another thing, just one more thing, there's a penalty that wasn't called. And I'm going to compare it to Madrid's penalty against Getafe because it's the same thing. Rudiger gets, pulled down and it's a penalty. But for us, as I was talking about earlier, Uche, he pulls down Kunde in the same exact way and nothing is called. Nothing. Just when we're 1-1, when we really need a goal, just nothing is called. It's really incredible. If you're ever going to watch football and you pick a Getafe game, either you probably have brain damage or you just actually don't know what you probably never watched football before. Just don't watch them. It's terrible to watch. It's really unfortunate that we've dropped points yet again. But what can you do? I feel like now really the Copa del Rey and UCL is super important for us because we've dropped too many points and we're starting to lose the lead. And it's looking very unlikely that we get back in first place above Madrid and Atleti unless they have some crazy run like we've been having. But, just very frustrating game to watch. And, I hope, soon that we can get our form in the league back. But as long as we're doing good in the cup competitions, I'm not too worried. But, unfortunate game today.